Hey everybody, in today's video, I am going to show you how to create an irresistible winning offer. Also, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, you want to go ahead and do that right now because I give a ton of videos just like this every single week. Hey everybody, my name is Dan Henry and I am the founder of 𝐃𝐚𝐧 and the author of Digital Millionaire Secrets, How I Built an 8-Figure Business Selling My Knowledge Online. And today I'm so excited because I am going to show you my perspective and my approach to creating a winning offer. This could be for digital products, online courses, coaching, software, or really any product. By the way, let me know in the comments, have you already started building your offer or can you still not yet decide? Comment below and let me know. All right, so here is the problem with offers. We know we can help people. We know we have knowledge or expertise that can change other people's lives because that's what we want to do. We want to create a digital product, an online course, a coaching program that helps someone. But how do we craft that offer? How do we position that offer? How do we organize that offer and present it to where it is irresistible and it becomes a winning offer, meaning people want to buy it, people want to become a part of it? Well, that's what I'm going to answer in today's video because it really sucks when you know you can help, but you just don't know how to make a winning offer. So let's jump in. The first thing I would like to preface before I show you this is that in order to really make this work, you have to test it. And if you're interested in learning how to test it, you can get a copy of my book, Digital Millionaire Secrets, where I go over how to do the whiteboard webinar and how to actually test your offer. But before you can test it, you have to initially come up with some sort of outline or blueprint of what you're going to test, what you're going to put out in the marketplace, okay? So let's hop in. All right, the first thing you must understand is you need two critical pieces of information before you can map this out. The first one is their current situation. I'll just put current here to make things simple. Current situation. Let this line represent where they are. And when I say they, I mean your prospects, your customers, your audience, the people you want to sell your offer to. Where are they right now? And then over here, we want to know where they want to be, meaning the result, okay? We want to know where they are now, where they want to be. Now, keep in mind, this can be different depending on both what your market and your audience wants and what you're capable of delivering. So, for instance, let's talk about speaking, for instance. Let's say you're in the speakers industry, right? Now, if you are a world-class speaker who's made millions of dollars speaking on stage, then perhaps your current situation would be, or the current situation of your audience would be, they're speakers who are doing okay, but they haven't yet broke through and made a full-time living. And their result is to make a full-time living, okay? And that's fine because you're equipped to teach them that. And you can go out and find people in the marketplace who are in that position because there's tons of speakers who speak, they make a little bit of money, but they don't make full-time money. Just the same, let's say you're like, no, I want to help total beginners. Okay, well, there's a ton of people out there who are thinking about getting into speaking, but they've never tried it. They've never made $1 from it, or maybe they're trying, but they can't get gigs. And again, that current situation would be a new speaker, somebody who has yet to actually, do it. And then the result would be get paid for their first speech, right? So it depends on not just what your customers want, because what your customers want can vary. And there are just as many brand new speakers as there are seasoned speakers. Well, maybe not the exact amount, but what I'm saying is there's plenty of both, okay? Just as in weight loss, there's people who want to lose weight after they had a baby, and there's people who want to win bodybuilding shows. You just have to use a little bit of common sense and go, okay, where do I fit into this? What can I help people do? And how can I map that out into a current situation and an end result, okay? So current situation, I just had a baby and I want to lose some weight. Result is I get back to my pre-baby weight. Or current result is I used to be a bodybuilder. Then I had a baby. I gained all this weight. How do I get back in bodybuilding shape the fastest? Or I'm a normal person and I just like jacked people. So that's where I'm at. I want to be a bodybuilder, whatever. The point is that you find a current situation in a marketplace and then a result that you can reasonably deliver to them based on your expertise and based on you knowing what you know, okay? So for that, once you've decided that, you said, okay, I know a section of my marketplace, of my audience that is here, that is at a current situation, and I know I can get them to this result. And again, keep in mind, it could be my first speaking gig or, passing the SATs. It doesn't have to be something big. People have made millions of dollars selling offers on small things, To quote David from Prometheus, small things or big things have small beginnings, okay? That's the thing, is it doesn't have to be big. So, that said, once you decide on these two things, you draw a line, okay? Now, within this line, you're going to draw several sublines. And these sublines are all major steps or milestones to get from point A to point B. They're also not just what you know that the audience needs to do to achieve that result, but what they also want. And I'll explain more about that in a minute. So let's just take an example here. Let's say the current situation is they are a part-time speaker. We'll just use that. Part-time speaker, right? And you make a full-time living as a speaker. Maybe you make $100,000 a year. Still a full-time living. So the end result that you want to promise, okay, the end result that you want to encourage them to get to is full-time speaker, okay? Now, you say to yourself, okay, what are the steps? What are the steps to go from a part-time speaker, I know that my handwriting is atrocious, a part-time speaker to a full-time speaker? All right, well, I'm just going to make this up because I'm not a full-time professional speaker. I mean, I am a speaker. I've gotten paid to speak on stage. I've actually made millions from stage, but it's not what I teach. It's not what I do. I just speak as a result of my other business. I'm not like into speaking. So I'm going to make this up. But let's just say that you're a part-time speaker. So let's say the first thing you want to do is you want to niche down, right? So that's the first step, is pick a niche and don't try to do general speeches. The second thing you want to do is craft a value speech, right? And that is a speech that, instead of inspires, trains people, right? And then the third step is to find large corporations, okay? And these corporations pay speakers like 10, 15, 20 grand to come and train their group of 20 or 30 employees instead of speaking from a big stage. So you're doing corporate events, right? And then you're going to negotiate. You're going to negotiate with these corporations, and then you are going to deliver, right? Okay, so let's just say that you want to teach speakers how to go from part-time to full-time, and your main method to get them from point A to point B is to teach them how to land highly paid corporate events. And by corporate events, I mean, instead of speaking from a stage to a high school, they're speaking from stage for a small group of people, training them on how to do something specific that helps their company. I'm just making this stuff up. But let's just say that's it. So maybe the name of your program, your course, your coaching program is High-Ticket Corporate Speaking Profits, whatever. The point is that in order to go, based on your method, in order to go from part-time speaker to full-time speaker, they need to niche down, create a value speech, find the corporations to sell that value speech to, negotiate, and then deliver. This is it right here, okay? Within this, how we normally do this is we come up with this outline, but then we survey our audience and we find out how they talk about these steps or how they talk about the result. We send surveys out. We give them a free lead magnet with some resources, and then we say, hey, at the end of this lead magnet, go fill out this survey, okay? And when they fill out the survey, we find out all the things they want to learn, all their fears, all the things that they, think about when wanting to get from point A to point B. And we just adjust the language of this to sell them what they want, give them what they need, right? So let's say, instead of saying find corporations, we instead, based on the research, we say, all right, we're going to change that, and we're going to call this module how to find high-ticket organizations ready to pay, right? So that's the thing. As an educator or as somebody who wants to teach, we often think only about ourselves. We think, oh, well, you need to niche down, and then you need to craft a value speech, and then you need to find corporations, and then you need to negotiate, and then you need to deliver. Ha, ha, ha. But instead, we need to find out how our customers talk about this stuff. So maybe instead, after finding that out, we then go, we need to find your highly paid speaker theme, right? Let's say that's what they talk about, right? And then create a high-ticket speech. Find ready-to-pay high-ticket organizations. Get the most bang for your buck with our speech closing sales script. And then deliver, set up the morning of, blah, 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 all in one, whatever. You make it sound sexy based on what they said in their surveys and how they interact, and you speak their language. But you're delivering the content that is, what they need. So it's sort of like if you go to college, you have you have good professors and bad professors. The bad professors usually are these boring guys and like, all right, today, Aristotle. And they only put effort into teaching the curriculum, not into getting you to absorb the curriculum. Good teachers will make it fun. They'll make it interesting. They won't just read from the textbook. And that's what we're doing here. We're adjusting this outline so that it speaks to our customer. So the only thing left to make this a winning offer, because when you're able to say, hey, here's where I am, here's where I want to be, all this makes sense to get there, that is almost a winning offer. But the one thing that we need is we need a vehicle. We need a vehicle, right? So for instance, let me just use this example. We have to first make them believe that this vehicle is the key to getting what they want. Then once they believe that this vehicle is the key, all of this will become irresistible, thus giving us a winning offer. Now, how do we do that? All right, let's say we're marketing to speakers, right? And now speakers, they don't know the details, but they know that they want to make more money. So if I said to you, let me show you how to make more money as a speaker. I'm going to show you how to close deals and get gigs and negotiate. You're like, I've heard all that before. That sounds cool, but I don't know. But if I say, hey, John, you want to be a speaker, right? Or you're a speaker, you want to make more money as one. What if I told you there was a secret strategy most people don't know about? And that is how people are getting massive results, growing their speaking business, and you don't have to compete for big stages. Now John's like, whoa, really? And you're like, yes. What if instead of competing for large stages, large general stages, where even if you do get the gig, they don't pay you much because they figure, oh, it's just exposure. And you would be lucky if they paid your expenses, right? All you're getting is exposure so that maybe you'll get a paid gig. What if there was a better way? So John's like, oh, yeah, well, that would sound great. What's the better way? Well, instead of going after big stages, we are going to go after corporate employee training speeches or corporate employee trainings. Now, why do we go after those? It's because these corporations have a set budget every year for employee trainings that they have to spend. They are required to spend that budget. That means that in some cases, if you, they go out and look for speakers, but if you happen to call up the right corporation and say, hey, I'm a speaker that can train your employees on X, Y, or Z, they literally will hand you the money because they have to spend it. So it's an easy close. And if you find these corporations, you can get on the phone with them, get an easy close, go do the speech. You're only talking to 10, 15, 20 people, but you're training them on a specific thing that'll help their company. And here's the best part. They don't pay $2,000, $5,000. No, they pay 10, 15, 20, 30 grand. They pay you a large amount to come in and do this because they have a big budget for it. Now John is like, oh my God, this is a secret. I didn't know this. I didn't know that corporations out there had a mandatory budget that'll pay speakers. I didn't know that all I had to do was teach them something of value that'll help their company. I didn't know that I could get paid $20,000 to speak to 15 people for half of a day. I've been spending all my time you know, going after these big stages and cold calling and blah, 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 and calling the wrong people. Yes, John, you're calling people that can't pay you, that don't want to pay you. I'm going to show you how to find people that not only want to pay you, but they have to pay you. And they're easy and it's less competition. Because, see, when I do that, I've now described a vehicle. The vehicle is high-ticket corporate employee trainings. Once I convince you that the vehicle, the path, the method, whatever you want to call it, is your key to getting from point A to point B, then when I sell you my course, all of this stuff makes total sense. Because now you're like, well, I know I need to go after corporate events to make money as a speaker, but I don't know the details. How am I going to do that? What do I say on the phone? How do I craft my speech? What do I charge? Well, John, glad you asked, because if you want to, you already got value out of this free webinar or this free sales video on how to use this vehicle to get what you want. Let me sell you my masterclass or my course or my software or my coaching program that lets you do it easier, faster, or that gives you the details. Okay, well, this is the corporate employee masterclass, whatever. All right, well, great, I'm sold on the vehicle. So now, if you're telling me you're going to help me, do this, and this, which all makes total sense to use this to go from here to here, I'm now sold. That's what makes a winning offer. Okay? You must find the current situation. You must find the end result. You must then find the vehicle that will allow them to get from point A to point B, or a new opportunity, a new way, a new path, a better way, and then you sell them the process and the class or the master class or coaching or whatever to execute on that vehicle, right? So this is the gas that makes this run. You first make them understand and believe that this is the vehicle that will get them from point A to point B, and then you sell them the gas that allows them to incrementally go from point A to point B. That complete blueprint, that process, that is how we create winning offers. And just so you understand, I've used this method to create over $13 million in sales for my own digital products and tens of millions for my clients. This method here. All right, so that said, to summarize, current situation, where they're at, result, where they want to be, process to get there, sell them the vehicle that makes this process irresistible, and that gives you a winning offer. Okay, now, that said, if you guys want to learn more about how to do this, I have some resources for you. Number one, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get a free copy of my book, Digital Millionaire Secrets. You just have to pay shipping. Shipping and handling, I'll ship it right out. Book is free. Also, if you are interested in speaking with my office, my team, on how we can help you craft a winning offer so that you can create a massively, massively profitable digital product business, whether that's an online course, coaching program, software, etc., then I'll leave a link in the description where you can book a call with my team. You'll get on the call for 45 minutes to an hour. We'll take a look at your idea or your existing business, and we'll see if we can help. And if we can help, we'll explain what our team does and how we can help you either create a great offer or fix your existing offer to make your company scale to the moon. By the way, don't leave this video without subscribing. I know you got value out of this. I know you did. I can see it through the video. So give me that vote of confidence. Say thank you by subscribing and liking and sending me a gift basket of cigars. Just kidding on the last part, but I will see you guys in the next video.